I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for having me to talk about strategies to allow your marketing, your social media marketing agency thrive in 2021. And, you know, maybe a lot of this will be new, but I'll put or you'll know a lot of this, but I'll put a spin on it that you might not have thought of. Some of it will be brand new, and some of it will be good reminders for you to step back and do. So what are the top strategies for 2021? Well, when we think of strategies, you know, a strategy for a business, you want to think of sustainability. Okay, it's a good key word for 2021, sustainability. Our planet, it needs that in all kinds of ways, but so do our businesses. It's a sustainable one that in particular, as I mentioned when I was introducing myself, is one that sustains relationships, because it's way easier to keep going with one client than to get a new one, right? And keep constantly getting new ones. You still want to have a funnel to onboard new clients and attract and onboard them, but what if you could retain your clients longer? So think about what you're doing now, that how long your average lifetime of a client is, and would it be possible to extend it? So focus on the knowing, getting to, you know, individuals, for the new ones and the existing ones, to know, like, and trust you. What do you need to do for them to know? And I like to say, know, love, and trust you. Like, you want your clients to be raving fans, because they'll help you get new clients much easier as well. So that means you need in your strategy to put your customers first, or your clients first. Be on social media yourself with a positive presence. And if you can't talk directly about your clients, talk about the stuff you love doing for clients. Just had a great session with a client. We just helped them rock their content marketing. We just developed this whole funnel flow. We, you know, without naming names, because I understand that some clients are very, you know, they need to be kept confidential. So that's perfectly fine. You can still do stuff. And then you can have those clients that are willing to, maybe in exchange for some extra service, be willing to give you a video testimonial, be willing to have you mention their name, be willing to have you do a case study on them. Why not? Right? So know what your sweet spot of clients are and services are. Okay. So with any good strategy, you set goals, right? What is where are we headed here? We are headed to, you know, it could be a revenue goal, it could be a number of client goal. Just set it for your, you know, clients. How many clients? What are your sweet spot clients? Okay, that you want. Because if you're just going to take anybody, it's going to be hard to attract them because they want to be spoken to directly. So are you targeting entrepreneurs? Are you targeting startups? Are you targeting manufacturing? Are you targeting, you know, professional services companies? Who's your sweet spot? Not because you think it's a good idea, but because you know you can serve them. Then it's a good idea. And also, is there enough of them in the marketplace that you could find to make the profit you're looking for? You don't have to go for exorbitant profit, just go for what you want, you know, that's realistic for you as your next level. So you do want to set goals, you do want them to be a little bit of a stretch, but I am not a fan of those systems that say make millions when you've only made, you know, a low six-figure or something. It just sets you up for either a lot of extra work that you don't have time for, to scale too fast and you're not ready for, or to fail. And so why don't you just go for the next level? Unless you've got a buku amount of dollars and you've got somebody who's already done it with you on your team. Okay. So for the average agency owner who's new, who's, you know, trying to make it, let's go to the next level. That's my goal, my strategy for you for this year. And do what they call a SWOT analysis. That's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Find out what your strengths are and focus on them. So a lot of people say they do strengths and weaknesses and they want to build on their weakness, you know, strengthen their weaknesses. I say that's a waste of time. Focus on your strengths and capitalize on them. That's how you'll make your goals, right? So you can identify the gaps also. So when you do the strengths, the opportunities, the weaknesses, the opportunities you have, those opportunities are the gaps from where you are to where you want to be. And it could be gaps in how many clients you have. It could be gaps in the services and the expertise you have in your team. It could be the gaps in technology, the gaps that are going to help you get to the goals. You've got to know what they are. And then you have to determine which gaps to fill and which gaps to leave. Okay. So you don't have to fill all of them, just the ones that are going to help you get to your goals and or modify your goals because of those gaps. Again, you want to keep figuring out what is your sweet spot for clients, services, and then your next level. Okay. And fortify your strengths. If there's any place you put in effort, make yourself even better in the areas you are. So this may be counter to what you're thinking, but I'm, hoping the wheels are turning in your mind. And if you want to write down a few strengths right now, that might be a really good idea. What are you and your agency or your team really good at doing right now? And what do you love doing? The intersection of those two is your very sweet spot. And who do you love doing them for? That is what you really want to be able to focus in on for 2021. Okay, so what are the approaches to do that once you've got your sweet spot? So if anybody wants to put in the chat what your sweet spot is, what types of clients you've got, you're going for, what kind of services you do, you're focused in on, and or, you can put a next level goal in there if you'd like, but I'd like to get a sense of where are you at in your, who you serve and what you do for them. Are you a straight social media? Yeah, selling online courses is great because then that's not a lot of staff time. You could do that by, focusing in on having a team, a solid team who knows how to get your courses online and knows how to market them, right? That's awesome. So good for you. And the auto dealership industry, that's a great niche to get into, especially this time, manufacturing, trucking, good. So you're all centered in what your sweet spot is. Nonprofits, I love it. Great. Good for you. All right. So now what can be the approaches for these? And this is very helpful for me to have a little list here of different industries and approaches. So, we all talk about content marketing, and that's my preference. I love inbound marketing. In fact, content marketing, according to demand metrics, is 3 times more effective. In fact, it brings in approximately 3 times as many leads as traditional marketing. So if you're doing content marketing, bravo. And it costs 62% less. Isn't that awesome? So what's the content you would create is where you want to look for. And the reason I put it at the top of the list is because when you have content to create and content out there that serves people, not just markets to them, but really serves them, it gives them the marketing insight. You position yourself as an industry leader, number 1. And number 2, it's a good introduction tool. So your content is now your new business card. Okay. So how does that work in the second bullet point? Well, what if you started looking for these auto dealership marketing managers or sales managers, or I don't know who the right person is, but you probably do, or the manufacturing and trucking companies, business development people, then you go ahead, or nonprofit CEOs, go ahead and you introduce yourself maybe on LinkedIn and say, hey, I noticed you're in this industry. I just wrote this article about, or I have my team or my website, we just produced this white paper on how to generate more sales in the COVID era for auto dealerships, right? So, or the 6 things every manufacturer needs to know about, or trucking company needs to know about whatever problem you solve for them. Now, remember to keep it in there, in what's interesting for them, not what's interesting to you. okay? And so you'll want to run your content by some members of that market before you put it out there. Beta test it, ask them if it answered their questions. You could even crowdsource ahead of time, like what's your biggest challenge in 2021 with your social media marketing, right? And, or whatever you're trying to, or with your business, so that you know what to write. And then when you outreach and you do that social selling, like I'm saying, approach people, hey, I wrote this, I'd love your insight in it. I'd love to give it to you as my gift. I know it's a tough year, so let me know if I can be a resource to you. You're doing it in a very giving way. And that's the first rule of networking, is give first. I highly recommend speaking, because, and go to those industries, offer to be a speaker at those industries. Okay, so these are going to help. If these fit into, write any of the ones that you see on this list down as a strategy if you think it's going to help you achieve your goal. So if you have online courses and you go speak, you can sell your online course at the end, or at least let people know you have it, right? Networking. There are so many networking events on Zoom now. If you don't need any, if you don't know of any, let me know. I'll introduce you to different networking opportunities. And I'm happy to do that. You can always contact me at laura@transformtoday.com. That's my agency. So networking is a great tactic, as well as influencer marketing. And I mentioned Social Buzz Club early on here, and that is our gamified content amplification platform where influencers share each other's content. So if you have content and you want to get it wider reach, you want other people sharing it, not just your own accounts. So if you want other people to share it, the Social Buzz Club is a great option. And if you want a free 14-day trial, you can go to socialbuzzclub.com/trial and give it a try. And then don't forget offline strategies for retention in particular. Recognize people's birthdays. Give them an onboarding welcome card with a picture of your team. Make it feel like they're in the real world with you, especially while we can't, by sending them something in the mail. And so you see mailbox power cards is one way to do that. You can set up a campaign that sends them both the welcome card and a birthday card, and it could also send them a 6 months or a 1-year anniversary with you card. So you make a difference with them, and not just any card. Put a little thought into it. Have your team pose for the picture and make it special, like welcome, and you have somebody hugging a teddy bear or something. You make it creative. And that's the cool thing. We're marketers. We can get creative here. So there's all kinds of networking events online, and I would be happy to share with you. There are different individuals running them, and I'll do a blog post on networking events. So subscribe at Transform Today, and you'll get a notification on that, because there's not like one off the top of my mind. Although I will tell you that like SCORE has networking you can go to. So you can look up your local SCORE association, SCORE, and that's a small business core of retired somebody's, I don't remember, get together and help newer businesses. So you'll get exposed to newer businesses that way. And it doesn't even have to be retired. It's experienced professionals. So that's one example for you. Oh, great. I'm glad you know about SCORE. It's awesome. And if anybody else here has ideas for networking, there you go. Thanks, Alpish. SCORE is Service Corps of Retired Executives. If anybody else knows of any networking meetings you want to share, I'm okay if you put them in the chat here. So let's see, did I cover all those? Yes, great. So then what should you be measuring? We've kind of hinted around some of these metrics. Yeah, and then the things I'm not a big metrics person, even though I have an agency. I leave that to other people on my team. But you want to know how many leads you're getting from your outreach. So if you do reach out on LinkedIn to 50 to 100 people, how many people, even messaged you back? How many people took you up on a next step call? How many people became clients? So you have at least a metric on that, and you can scale it up. And you can say, who were these people? You don't want just the number. You also want to know, did you target the right people? So how many converted, and how is your content resonating? Let me get out of the way of that. So is it resonating? Meaning, are you getting the likes, the shares, the engagement, the comments on your content? If not, take a look at the ones that are getting the best engagement and do more of that, right? This is stuff I feel like a lot of us know we may or may not be doing, but you want to make sure your goals are, your metrics are based on your goals. So also track your revenue, also track the number of clients you're getting, and also determine how long is a long-term client for you. Is it 3 months? Is it 3 years? What you might want to also track how the growth for your clients. Like, what growth have you been able to achieve? Now, that's a really nice metric, especially if you can't name names. You can say, we've achieved on average this % growth for clients, or this result for clients. So, and then of course you put the caveat, this is not for every client, but you will let them know what you can achieve, and results matter, right? So do a satisfaction scoring as well for your clients. So do some surveys with them and ask them after 6 months, how satisfied are they with you? You might do it after a month, 3 months, and 6 months. That might seem like a lot, but if you do a short survey, then I think they'd be willing to do it. And you make it relevant to them in the sense that you say, hey, we're going to be doing, you let them know up front, we're going to be doing periodic customer satisfaction scoring with you, because if there's something we can do to correct anything that we might not be aware of, we want you to have an opportunity to share that with us, and we want the opportunity to make it right. So if you let them know up front, you can get, you can do a better and better job. Wow. So getting that feedback is even more important than metrics, in my opinion, because it'll help you get the best metrics possible. And then always ask for testimonials. In fact, one of the things I have on my website is a LinkedIn lead generation kit. And one of the things in that kit is how to get rockin' recommendations on LinkedIn. It's my formula for it. And you want to get as many as you can. I think I'm close to 100 now. And I won't stop, because you need them new. If somebody sees a recommendation of 2015, that doesn't really give you a lot of cred today. So you need to keep getting testimonials. And the nice thing is, if you do it through LinkedIn, you have it on a public space. You can then go put them on your website as well. And of course, there's other ways to get testimonials through video, which I highly recommend. And our agency has helped people get testimonials and put them into video. Even if people just want to leave an audio recording, you can make, audiograms out of those. So it's great. So just think about the leads you're getting from your efforts, your ads. That would also be a metric to track. And from your niche, the different niches that you've targeted, how well are they performing? So you can say, we're going to focus more on this particular niche, or we're going to give up that one because it's not performing. So, obviously metrics help you make great decisions about your business. So there was a question, I thought this was a really interesting question that came up about, should you copy the competition of what they're doing? And I don't really feel like that's a great tactic to copy directly from competition, but I think you should be aware of what the competition is doing, and then you might do something like make it your own, right? So think about McDonald's and In-N-Out Burger. And I know a lot of people compare McDonald's and Burger King, but McDonald's and In-N-Out Burger both have loyal followings, like no kidding. I'm sure Burger King does too. But take an amalgam of what they're doing and see what makes one really compelling, what makes the other really compelling. And do they have two separate markets? Do they have the same market? What is your market? How does it compare? And if it was your market, would this fly? So you don't want to really copy anyone. It's not authentic. It usually won't play out as well. And right, you hate McDonald's, but you probably love In-N-Out or something like that, right? So, and I'm just giving name brands that are in similar industries. And, you can see what they've copied. There's some coloring copied, right? There's some red and yellow in there, but In-N-Out Burger is a lot more white. And they're appealing to a fresher, retro kind of feel, a young market who likes that, right? So it's really interesting how they did a spin on another brand. Whether they did it consciously or not, I don't know. But yeah, I look at it and I see that they capitalized on another brand in their own way. They knew that the yellow and red was a very popular concept, right? But they know there are people out there who don't like that brand, but they know it's popular. So they reinvented it in their own way, style, and with their own ingredients, so to speak, literally and figuratively. So you want to do what resonates for you, do it better. So look for a brand that is popular in your industry and do it better. Don't just try to copycat, because normally your copycat is a weak version of it. Get the right people on it, get a good creative team on it, and get your branding down, get your voice down, know what your digital brand voice is. Are you playful? Are you serious? Are you corporate? Or who are you attracting? Make sure it's not just about you, it's you and your market. If you leave your market out of it and you just do you, then that's great. It might fly. If you're a celebrity, you do you. If you're an agency or you're a business and you have a market, you do you that is in service of them. And when I say that is you really need to listen a whole lot more to what they are about, what they are craving. I have a free book on my site. It's called Find the Crave, Get the Rave. Because when you can step into their world and speak their language, before you speak your language to them, you speak their language to them. I'm pausing because that's a really important point. Speak their language to them before you speak your language to them. Because they can't hear you if you're not listening. And the minute you do that, the minute they get that, oh my gosh, this agency gets me, they know you can help them. If they just hear, we're going to do blah, 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 and get you blah, 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 it means nothing to them until they know you get them. You get their heartache, you get their vision, you get their blocks and obstacles, you get their idiosyncrasies, you really get who they are, and you accept it, you embrace it, and you tell them there's a solution. That's all they need to hear. Then you can go further if they're then open. Yeah. The babysitter brand is McDee's. That's cute. Love it. Okay. So those were my agency growth tips really for today. It's really where you want to step into. If you haven't already, I had a few just additional things to mention. When you're growing an agency, make sure and when you're even selling courses online, make sure you have the right agreements and legal documents. And, they agree to the terms of service, but you've actually read them and you know what they say, and everybody's expectations are managed, okay, from how available you are to how they access your system, okay? And have an onboarding process for people, have a calendaring system to make your life so much easier to get clients booked, and have a really good payment system. And of course, have a great email marketing system. And above all, have a savvy team of members to grow your business with. Yes. Yeah. Good. Thank you. So I know I mentioned this LinkedIn outreach strategy and my LinkedIn lead generation process. I thought I'd give you that gift. If you go to my website, there's a LinkedIn lead generation kit. You can grab it there at transformtoday.com. If I can answer any questions beyond today, if you want to collaborate in some way, I'm here, Laura at transformtoday.com. And did I put that slide up? Nope, let me put that slide up there. transformtoday.com or Laura at transformtoday.com if you want to connect with me personally, talk more. I love Go High Level. I love it. I use it. So yes, Terrence, it is. Go High Level is a great tool. It's everything from a CRM to a MailChimp to a text marketing to a membership portal, funnel development. It's great. So and pipeline development. So yeah, awesome. Thanks, Terrence. So I am available for questions at this point, and I see there are a couple. Myrna is asking, and I'm going to take my share off so you can just see moi. I think you can see me now. So if you have questions, I'm going to answer them. You can put them in the Q&A. I love that you're all sharing resources. So fabulous. So Myrna's asking, I mentioned soliciting testimonials and reviews. Was there a time when you received a negative review, and how did you resolve it? I haven't received a negative review. I never asked somebody I knew, and here's the thing, never ask somebody you know is disappointed with your services for a testimonial. That's just like icky, right? How would you feel if you got bad service, or you disappointed, you were disappointed with a service, and then that service asked you? You're in denial if you didn't meet expectations and are not copying to it. So, I do ask for feedback though. And if I get negative feedback, it's called recovery, service recovery. And you do need a process for service recovery. You listen to their situation, you ask for more feedback, you repeat what you think they got how they're feeling. You need to let them vent, and then you need to ask them what they want. Okay, to resolve it, because you can say you're committed to it. Before this century, I spent time in customer service management. So service recovery is huge for me. People make mistakes. You can't be everything to everyone. They have expectations maybe you didn't manage. So you never blame the customer, and you don't make excuses for yourself. And it really irritates me when the minute I hear team members making excuses, oh, I didn't hear back from the customer. That's the minute we have a conversation that says that's unacceptable. If you didn't hear back from the customer, you go ask the customer. We don't wait. We have a 24-hour, 12-hour policy. If you don't hear back, you just let them know you're there and you're waiting for a response, and you give them options. You say, here's what I recommend. You be very proactive. So that's how I handle that. Jonathan's asking, what's the best way to promote an online course when you're starting out from scratch? I have a lot of suggestions on starting an online course promotion. Grassroots, run a beta test. First of all, you need to have people who have successfully gone through it and are raving about it. You get their testimonials and you get some more. You can charge them, maybe the first couple of people you don't charge, then you run it as a beta a few times, and you do it very organically. You fill it. I know people don't want to hear it. They want it magically, people to show up. You need to fill it with people. You obviously designed this for people, some people or you serve. Go find them organically, people people who've been past clients, people who would benefit from them, and ask them to sign up. And, do use your email list if you have one. If you don't, then you need to start speaking and talking about it and asking for people to opt in for a beta. So I love it. The idea of starting from scratch, it's not, and great. If it has great reviews, fabulous. Keep going with your content marketing, keep going with social outreach, messaging. And if you have a budget now to sell a course online with ads, you need a 4-figure a month budget. Okay. So if you're not going to do it that way, you got to do it very organic. It'll grow a little slower. That's fine, but get out and speak. get out and network and start building your mailing list. Those are my 3 tips for that. It's great. How do you Marissa's asking, how do you promote a company that's currently paused during COVID, but doesn't want to lose their customer base? Oh, I love that. Why not feed them, newsletters with content and or live streams and or videos from the main person who's concerned about their customer base. So, I saw on TV with Viking Cruises, they're not running cruises, or maybe they are at this point, but they weren't. They're advertising in a way on PBS saying, visit Viking.tv. And they're showing footage from cruises from the past that they have. So you have to get creative. You have to say, there's something we can do, even if we can't have people on our ships, right? We can take people to the ships vicariously. So, so hopefully that helps. I think so. Terrence is saying, I enjoy using Promo Republic platform. That's how I stay on social media. Is Promo Republic a good service to keep customers longer to offer this? Is PR a good service to use to keep customers longer to offer this? I'm not sure about the to offer this, but are you saying to offer Promo Republic to them? Or yes, I think you should still keep using Promo Republic to disseminate your content. You get a lot of it's a great interface, and you get a lot of great metrics from it. So I think it's great to do it, but you definitely want to not just put out content. You want to engage. So watch for the engagement, go contact those people through direct messages, acknowledge their comments, and look for them online to further what you use Promo Republic for, right? And Paul, did you want to say something on that?
Yeah. I want to jump in just for a second because that's a question from Terrence. Yeah, I think Terrence is also asking whether Promo Republic can help him to keep the LTV of the client for a longer time. So the longer cooperation with the client. And the answer is definitely yes, because all of these scheduling tools that are out there in the market, they're pretty much similar, because the main function is to give you the ability to schedule content across all of your social media channels. What makes Promo Republic unique as a product is that we're also giving you the ability to collaborate with the client directly in the system. So the process of content delivery, approval, and back and forth collaboration inside of our system, super easy, and you don't really need to spend a lot of time go to your email or Google Docs, send a content for approval via email, or use project management system. You're handling everything in one place, and usually most of our clients, they're giving super good feedback specifically on this feature, because it's helping them to be on the one level with their client when it comes to collaboration, because you can really react super fast to the requests from the clients. And this is one of the main things that really differentiates the good agency from other agencies, because when you're able to immediately reply, jump in, and implement changes that your client is requesting, this is something that they usually find super attractive in terms of working with you.
It would be amazing if you could add AI hashtag recommendations to Promo Republic. Okay, that's a good suggestion.
Yeah, that's a good suggestion. This is something, by the way, we're planning to have this year. Yeah, so other questions? I can help you with reading them, so you'll be just simply answering.
And I do see a question about I'm learning how to write better sales copy. Do you have any recommended courses for this? Go to Social Media Marketing World. You'll also find that. Yeah, at Social Buzz Club, by the way, one of the things we have in there is a learning center. We call it Social Buzz U. So not only do you get the platform, but you get our 200 plus trainings that we've done and had from various experts. We just had 2 copywriting experts give a training in there, Lisa Mannion and Deborah Jason. They're both copywriters. Do they have courses on it? Yes. Lisa Mannion has a copywriting course at rightoncreative.com. So, but you're welcome to take her course that's in here. first to get a flavor for her, but you do have to sign up for the platform to get it. But you get 200 courses with it plus the platform, and it's only $29 a month. If you want a free trial, go to socialbuzzclub.com/trial, and it's a 14-day trial. So that would be one. There are so many good copywriters out there that are teaching too. So I see there's another question here. Would you focus more on YouTube videos to help people or Instagram? Most of my videos are website how-to videos, courses, and how-to as well. Good. YouTube is definitely a how-to platform because it's a search engine and people are searching for how to blank. And if you're offering content that answers the question how to blank, not just sells a program, I would use YouTube. Instagram, I would use for shorter form content as well. You know, stories, reels, and Instagram TV, you can do longer. You can put the how-tos on Instagram TV. The stories and reels, I would do the quick snippets. Again, you always want to be content-based, not sales-based. So the video for the website, you can put up on YouTube so you can embed it on your website, but it's not going to be the ones that are going to get the most views. You want binge-worthy content on both platforms, on YouTube if you want views, and on Instagram if you want views and more visibility. So what do I mean by binge-worthy content? I mean, make playlists that answer a question in several different ways or several different strategies. 4 to 6 different videos, kind of like a season of episodes on Netflix or something. So you can become your own Netflix. So you have to think about what's going to be binge worthy. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I think that helps for sure. That's super interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we've had some great questions here. Did I miss anything? Cool.
I think it's okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so also Marina, I see, is asking, when creating bench-worthy content, how would we measure the ROI?
Well, you're welcome to have links in the YouTube video descriptions about, learn more or sign up for. I'd have a lead generation link. So to something that's like, here, get the full kit or get a replay or get the transcript of the series at here. And then in that transcript, you also want to have a call to action to work with you. Obviously, any link they go to should have contact information for you and how they can hire you or work with you or buy from you. So the ROI is how many opt-ins did you get for the lead generation? How many views did you get of it? Of the views, how many opt-ins are you getting? And then of the opt-ins, how many are you able to convert? And so you want to have kind of like, once they opt in, you want to have a funnel of either text messaging and or email messaging that, finds out more about them and seeing if they're qualified. So if ideally you're doing content that is for your market, they should be responding. If they're not, you have to keep, marketing is keep testing, keep testing new content, new versions of it, new headlines, new, you know the deal. Don't expect that you're going to get it right the very first time out the gate. So this has been great.
Okay, any other questions, anyone?
Email software. I have a love-hate relationship with email. We all need it. We all like it. What's a low-cost system? Well, it depends how many that's effective. Well, any of them can be effective if you set them up right and you use them well and you don't put in massive lists that you bought. The minute you put in a massive list that you bought, you ruined all of it, because the ISPs know if you've gone from 0 to 3,000 sends, they just kind of put you into spam right away. Is there too much? So ConvertKit is great. So is a lot of marketers use Active Campaign, but that's not a low-cost system. If I got, low-cost system, I like SendFox. I've used them. So that's a nice system to use. And yeah, and then what do we, wow, we got lots of good things here. So is there too much amount for marketing online? I don't know, too much what? Sometimes I see posts too many posts, and you unfollow account. Yeah, there sure is. I can't tell you what it is for any one account, but don't do frivolous stuff. Do quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. And in fact, on Instagram, you don't even have to post that much in the feeds, but you can do stories a lot more. But in the feed, do really good quality. And then check if it's resonating and do more of what's resonating. Jonathan, if you're selling courses, check out new Zenler. Zenler's a good system. Yeah, it's new. It's in beta, so just know that. Don't blast without a purpose. Yes, Alpesh. Good. See posts. Got it. SendFox and AppSumo, yes, is a lifetime deal. Warm Welcome is on there now too, which is is actually video. In fact, if you go to transformtoday.com, we'll see actually a video ask that I did, which is free. Warm Welcome has a good deal on AppSumo. I think I have a link to that. So we love AppSumo because they give lifetime deals to their products. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I have a little, it's kind of like the Warm Welcome, although it's a different system. It's video ask, but it does the same thing just like it. And in fact, what I did on my website at the bottom of it is like, hi, tell me your name. And then you put in your name either by text, audio, or video. And then great to meet you. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with, or book a time to meet. So, and Dub is great. So is BombBomb. So there are 3 or 4 video, and that is the next wave of communication personalization is personalized video, right? So yeah, Happy Scribe does subtitles. I got that on AppSumo. I don't think it's there anymore though, or maybe it is. You can find it though. I have a, if you go to transformtoday.com/happyscribe, I think I'm a, yeah, Happy Scribe is, look on Black Friday. Cool, for sure. Put your Black Friday list together today. That's what I do as an agency. I look for software and I go, this is what I want to get for next year, right? And then I could buy it on Black Friday. And it's also a good way if you're tax planning and you want to spend a little bit more towards the end of the year, look at your software and what you want to upgrade to it. Great. And Divi often does that too, right? Instagram posts. Do you add hashtags in the description or comments? Yes, I do it both, but mostly I do it in the description these days. But if I think of an extra hashtag, or I want to just get something up without thinking of hashtags, I'll put it in right away. The hashtags right after. So people have done tests on it, and it's not showing one way or another is better. So if you want to comment on there, it's not a bad thing to have hashtags, but I would also put some words in it along with the hashtags if you're going to put it in as a comment. This is a good one from Myrna. Is there anything I can recommend to not be overwhelmed? Yeah, a lot of the tips I gave you today will actually help you not be overwhelmed. One is know how many clients you can take on. And the more you niche it, the better you will be. And make sure you know what your sweet spot is for clients and for the services you want to offer. You may want to do some agency to agency work. So I work with a lot of other agencies. Sometimes I'll just come in as strategist, and or I'll be the lead strategist, and I'll bring in other agencies to do the work. So most of my job is project management. So if you need a good project manager, let me know, because that's what I do with clients, and that's what I do with agencies. So I will be the project manager, makes their life a whole lot more easy. So if they need, the onboarding process done, they need the strategy, reviewed, they need the team members organized, then you make sure you have somebody to do that. So these are excellent questions, team. Love it. Love where you're coming from. And Product Hunt is a good resource too, in addition to AppSumo. Do I know any marketers who would be a mentor and do revenue share? Not off the top of my head, but you can email me and let me know what you had in mind, and I'll see if I can find somebody. Okay, so Myrna's saying, I'm pivoting your agency. What are you pivoting? Yeah, but I need to know more about the agency. So give me an email and we can talk. You know, pivoting is a really interesting word. I like to say as marketers, that whole thing about pivoting was just like almost funny to me, because it's not a matter, as marketers, what we know is the market changes. It's not a matter of if the market changes, it's a matter of when. So you're constantly pivoting, constantly. If your agency wasn't already doing that, this is a really good time to practice that, because the market is always changing. So if you want a business that never changes, you don't want to be in marketing. Right? You know, CDs went out and now we're in streaming, you know, and records went out and then we were to CDs. That industry is always changing too, the music industry, right? So think about marketing like that. How do you pivot? You've got to just keep listening to your market and serving them. Yeah. So pivoting with respect to going from a general purpose agent to a niche specific, yes, just start creating content for that and reaching out to those people, asking for, you know, pick one of the people you've already worked with, that you already have experience and you love, and, you know, niche it and start speaking directly to them. And then outreach, use the LinkedIn lead generation strategy and reach out to to nonprofits if that's who you want to focus in on. Especially nonprofits with a budget. You might even put that in if you want to get paid. If you want to be a nonprofit, you know, and you have another source of funding, that's fine too. So Terrence is saying Canva over Pixelate. I haven't tried Pixelate. I'd love to know if anybody likes it. I've tried Crello. I use both Canva and Crello. I use Canva free and Crello the lifetime that was available from AppSumo to do the things I can't do in Canva free. So sometimes it's not a matter of either or, sometimes it's both and. I also use Relay That. I use Visme I love collecting graphic design tools because there's different things you can do on different ones. So I just use the ones that I can. There's also one called Design Wizard. So there's all kinds out there and they're all doing a really good job. So it really depends on your use case. What I like about Relay That is that they have design layouts. You're kind of locked into it, but you can then morph it with colors and fonts, and it's got really good solid design principles in there. So you're not looking like an amateur, you're really looking like you know how to design, which is great. Myrna saying she's having a hard time reaching out to macro influencers for collaboration. So there's an easy way to do that other than emailing or DMing them. Attend their events, get to know them. You know, it used to be easier in person. If you can go in person, you can actually probably talk to them. You know, don't just email and DM them, also like their content, reshare their content, write articles about them. Ask them if they want to be interviewed. Give first. An influencer, you don't reach out to an influencer and ask them to do something for you. You ask to do something for them. And then you earn the relationship. And then you might ask for collaboration. But you have to be very, very clear what's in it for them. Yeah. Yes, Alpish, mailboxpowercards.com will be having that feature later this year for the automating birthday cards with a graphic mail merge. But that's birthday cards that are in the mail, I'm assuming, in the snail mail. Should I create an Amazon book that contains links to the course? You should create an ebook that does, and then yes, you could put that on Amazon. Why not? Just don't put, what I learned about Amazon recently was don't put a link in the book description. They will take down your book. If it's in the book, that's fine. But don't put it in the book description. You can also put it in your author central page, but not in the description that goes on the Amazon book page. So would you make it free to get leads? Yes, I would. And then I'd promote the heck out of it and get it to be a best, you know, I don't know if you can, if you make it 99 cents, you can make it a bestseller. And then, you know, after you've given it away for free, you can make it a bestseller if you want. You could try that. That's lesser important because you could do that with a different book, a full book that you write, and do the 99 cents bestseller campaign with that. I help people with bestseller campaigns and more so bringing their book to be published and get a great cover on it and description and optimize your Amazon, that kind of thing. Cool. Well, yeah, I think we can go all day here, Paul.
Yeah, a lot of questions, and all of them are super interesting.
I hope this has been helpful. Has this been helpful for people? And you're getting some good, oh, good. You hired a copywriter this week and saw a big increase. Great, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it's super, super useful and insightful for people. We've received like a lot of thank you from people who have attended this webinar today. So yeah, thanks a lot for this.
Great, it's been my pleasure.
Yeah,
so great to be here with you all.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the presentation and for sharing all of this with our community. It's been a true pleasure listening to this. Another thing I wanted to add on my end is if we have people who are not familiar with Promo Republic at this stage, you can use this link to talk to me directly and learn more. I'm posting it in chat, and you can also you'll also receive a follow-up email with the information. So if you'd be interested, just let us know directly.
I'd love to connect with everybody on LinkedIn. So feel free to follow me, to request connection, and then let me know you saw me at the Promo Republic webinar, and I'll definitely connect with you there, and we can stay in touch too. And Paul, your offer is for a appointment to
just to learn more about the agency platform and how it can help you with automating some of the processes when it comes to organic social media marketing activities.
I love it. Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Then yeah, you can connect with Laura directly on LinkedIn. Again, thanks a lot for this presentation. The recording of this meeting will actually become the part of our agency academy, which is super cool because a lot of people who were not able to attend this webinar today will have access to this. Everyone will receive a follow-up with the copy and with the copy of this of the recording of this meeting. Laura, I also believe we'll be able to give a link to your presentation, right?
I can get that for you. Yes, sure.
Awesome. Then again, thanks a lot for joining this webinar today. We're hosting it. It was a huge pleasure to have you here today. And yeah, we'll have more webinars. We'll also add the information into the follow-up. I wish everyone to have a wonderful day ahead, and hope you learned a lot about from Laura today, and this information was super insightful for you.
Great, my pleasure. Looking forward to connecting with everybody.
Yeah, bye, everyone. Have a great day ahead.